your fancy. You can have it any way you want. Your fancy. You can have anything you like. It's your fancy. You can have it any way you want. Your fancy. You can have anything you like.
This is for you, Taurus. February is the month of the angelic frequencies of the gemstone of Amethyst. Your birthstone is emerald. So Taurus, what we need to do is see how these two different gemstones actually resonate with each other. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. Thank you for joining us. If you'd like to contact me, visit www.readingsbyrosemary.com, where we provide you with all the information you need to find out about our spiritual consultations, our psychic astrology, Rosicrucian Kabbalah, as well as all the upcoming classes and seminars. February's gemstone of Amethyst has the light emanations of the astrology archangel called Cambriel. And your particular zodiac sign gemstone of Emerald has the properties of light bestowed by the zodiac archangel Asmodel. Now stay right here as we give you the gemstones that are particular to your ruling planet of Venus. Now Taurus, your gemstones that go with your ruling planet of Venus would be white sapphire and clear diamonds, also white topaz, quartz crystals, and also zircons. And these are the precious stones used to align oneself with the energies of the planetary angel called Haniel, who is assigned to the planet Venus in Kabbalah, also called Aniel, being Haniel or Anafiel, since these names and resulting slightly varying angels corresponding to Venus apply pleasurable though attenuated levels of bestowal, creature comforts, and sensuality. So be very mindful of your own intentions and your own potency when utilizing these powerful gemstones in unison with one another. So your zodiac gemstone, or your birthstone for Taurus, is emerald. And for the month of February, the gemstone to use is amethyst. And the ones we've given you for Venus, those are the ones that are white topaz and zircons and clear diamonds, that kind of thing. More of the white topaz, the more clear shades and whiter shades of some of these gemstones that we've mentioned to you. So we're going to sort of teach you how to use these gemstones in order for you to be able to get the energy out of it that you're looking for. You're looking for energies that are going to sort of invigorate, but also heal, and also allow you to keep the body healthy and clear, and allow yourself to express love and to draw love to yourself. It's not really that hard to draw love to yourself. All you have to do is stop pushing it away, and we're all guilty of that. We're all guilty of pushing away love. We all do that. We push away money, we push away friendships, we push away love. We all in the name of our own, self-concern. You can call it pride, or you can call it, other things like worry or concern, but it's all self-concern. And this is how these gemstones can be used so that we can, of course, take care of our earthly life, which is pretty simple because it's all set into a pattern. God already created everything you need in your physical world to make everything work properly. Everything's already there in the physical plane. Now, in the spiritual realm, this is where we have to see ourselves as more of fitting into a whole society, or where we fit in. Doesn't really matter how important we are. It matters that we fit into society well. Also, another way to do it is to understand that when you're just giving or bestowing, you basically don't exist. Because if you're only giving and bestowing, then you have no way to exist. That's, and being taken for granted is part of that. God is always taken for granted, isn't he? He's always taken for granted in this constant bestowal. It's only when the will to receive comes in and one feels that one is being chastised by God, that one begins to pay attention to God. However, that's not what's happening. According to Kabbalists and Kabbalistic teachers, and according to the Zohar, when people or anything happens to you, it doesn't matter if it's the weather or what it is. It's just when anything happens that seems either positive or negative in the physical plane, what that is that something that's creating in you a state where you will have a desire that will then be fulfilled by the Creator of the universe, and it will be to your highest good. It has nothing to do with you being punished or rewarded, actually. It has to do with simply, it's like creating an eyeball so that light can be enjoyed or seen, so that the pictures that are flashed before you can be seen. It's like creating a taste bud so that something can be tasted. You understand. It has nothing to do with punishment. It has to do with sensations. How are you going to know that something's sweet unless you know what is sour? You have taste buds for things that taste bad, don't you? And you have taste buds for things that taste good. And if you didn't, you wouldn't know one different from the other. So that's how these things work. So it's not really about karma per se, where it's sort of a reward and punishment. It's not really like that. It's more creating an apparatus through which you can receive all the things Creator has to offer. That's what all of our technology is about, really. Okay, now to get into the planetary angel Anael, who's sometimes called Hanael, and is assigned to the planet Venus, and the Sephira of Netzach in Kabbalah. We're going to look at the properties of this angel. Among the order of the Elohim, this attribute of God is evoked using the God name of Yahweh Sabaoth, or Yod Ke Vav Ke Sabaoth with a TZ instead of a SA. Anael, Aniel, Hanael, being varying names of this divine attribute found in the angelic realm, where dreamy desire in general and specific desire, victory, is found in Netzach. That's the Sephira of Netzach, where the planet Venus is found. That's on the masculine side of the tree. Mars is on the feminine side of the tree. And that's, because you need both energies to be able to exist. And through the angel Hanael, or Aniel, and through the Sephira of Netzach, this angel is known as the beauty or grace of God in Kabbalah. Now, Hanael, Anael, or Anaphiel, or Haniel is among the angels who helped transport Enoch to heaven in the book of Enoch. The Hebrew book of 3 Enoch, or Book of Enoch by R. Ishmael ben Elisha, the high priest, in chapter 17, we read, "The princes of the 7 heavens of the sun, moon, planets, and constellations, and their suites of angels." R. Ishmael said, Metatron, the angel, the prince of the presence, the glory of all heavens, said to me, 7 are the princes, the great, beautiful, revered, wonderful, and honored ones who are appointed over the 7 havens. Now, important information is usually found in footnotes in these sacred texts. Then came Anaphiel, and it continues, and it says, to which Anaphiel is assigned a position higher than that of Metatron. Anael, or Haniel, is said to hold a high position being a chief of both the order of virtues as well as principalities. Venusian angel Arielle is also sometimes referred to as the angel Arielle. And the angel Arielle is evocative of the prophecy of Isaiah, where God judges Jerusalem and prophesies about converting the Gentile nations. We read in the Douay-Rheims Bible and Channeler Notes in chapter 29, verse 1 to 2, "Woe to Arielle, the city which David took, year is added to year. The solemnities are at an end, and I will make a trench about Arielle, and it shall be in sorrow and mourning, and it shall be to me as Arielle." Venus is known as the attribute of God, the morning star, found in Revelation 22:16. "I, Jesus, have sent my angel to testify to you these things in the churches. I am the root and stock of David, the bright and morning star." The energies of Netzach and these Venusian energies have a pleasant side, but they also have a side that is sometimes not necessarily going to be, clear. It often is more of a debauchery sort of a state when we have certain alignments with other astrological aspects. So sometimes it's very clear and beautiful, and sometimes it can get, sort of muddied waters, and sometimes even a bit poisoned waters. So just understand that. And that's, again, there always how would you understand something was clear and clean and pleasurable unless something else was toxic? How would you know the difference? So again, that's why these things exist. It exists for every sign. It exists for every planet. There's always some kind of positive and negative. Otherwise, you could have no sensation. Those are Kabbalistic teachings that are, it makes logical sense. It's true. Your Earth Guardian Archangel Uriel speaks to you from your Taurus Astrology Archangel Asmodel. This is an angelic horoscope transmission from your Taurus Zodiac Angel Asmodel, who resides over the bull's fixed Earth. And here are his messages for you in love, money, and health. First, Asmodel's love, rapture, and romance transmission. The red, orange, angelic light frequencies of Asmodel combined with immense vitality, oscillating forth a considerably vibrant, lustrous light show from February's gemstone of Amethyst, improves your relationships, bringing you an advantaged reputation. This permutation of Zodiac Angel Cambriel's natural 11th house attributes, in addition to your own Taurus energies, brings you an overflowing amount of valuable friendships with the traditional zodiac sign of Aquarius because of the very delightful properties of the gem, which distills happiness through an enlivening of the heart chakra, permeating into the physical world via vibrant expressions of the root chakra. Now, Asmodel's money and wealth transmission, again, this is in unison with the guardian archangel, the elemental angel who rules over all of the earth signs, who is Uriel, that's the earth angel. Finances become available through successful business innovation made possible with scientific economic theory applied during an astrological progression where Aquarius's birthstone of Amethyst, as well as the gemstones of your ruling planet of Venus, bring white topaz, zircon, or your zodiac birthstone emerald, then applied to February's zodiac gemstone of Amethyst, unites astrology archangelic forces known to Cambriel, sustaining your relationships and your reputation for opportunity in obtaining your highest career goals. The foundation of spiritual enlightenment is found within the self. and is projected outward towards the periphery of the monad, which is described in Kabbalistic terms as everything considered to be not self. The root chakra is established in a cheerful environment, with February's gemstone allowing you to pour unlimited happiness into the world. In this way, you provide pleasant experiences for yourself and others as well. Now for Asmodee's health and fitness transmission. Health focuses on strengthening the root chakra and the lower legs, best done through a healthy and also a well-balanced diet. You need to, though, check with your physician before you eat anything, if anything's in question, if you're not sure. And also moderate exercise. Again, you have to ask with your selected physician, but that does really help, especially during February. You're going to find that the energetic frequencies of emerald, that's your birthstone, and the gemstones of your ruling planet of Venus, being white topaz and zircon, mixed with February's zodiac gemstone of amethyst, to be exhilarating. And during this time, you're going to find that you're going to feel more like you want to do the things that you know give you more energy. Your root chakra is deemed to be the most important chakra in some cultures, which consider that our familiar chakra arrangements are actually presented to us in an upside-down fashion. One should also keep in mind that although people should be treated fairly, men and women are not the same in the anatomy of their chakras. Most ancient methods of building ki or chi in the body via energy pathways are based on energy configurations found in the male body. What males find invigorating, females often find quite draining, and vice versa. Therefore, you must know your own body and trust yourself. Keep in mind that some males have many female astrological characteristics such as water and earth attributes in their astrology charts, while some females might have more male characteristics. And that's due to strategically placed fire and air elementals in their birth charts. Astrocartographic considerations must also be brought to light for a complete revelation of inner characteristics now coming squarely into view. Now, before we get to your divine tone, we want to talk a little bit about the topic of how to manifest miracles, also who is God and who is Satan. So before we can really get into talking about miracles, which we'll do in a moment here, we got to talk first about who is God, who is Satan. Now, God is the ego brought to its fullest expression and then objectified for use by the soul towards achieving a higher state of being and more expansive, integrated consciousness. So don't worry about people that are in low consciousness who are trying to dupe you or whatever. Just stay in a high consciousness at all times, and all good things will come to you. Because you've reached the state now. If you've been listening to these kinds of Kabbalistic teachings that either I myself give or other Kabbalists, whenever you're paying attention to Kabbalah, you're always going to be on a very high consciousness level, higher than other people. So not because you're better than them, but because actually you simply are submitted to the Creator. So you might seem that you're not as akamai. You're not as akamai as that. That means not as smart. In Hawaiian, it means akamai means smart. They might think you're not so smart because they think, you do this, and because you're not worried about your ego. You get above it, and this is what we're talking about. You have an ego, but you objectify it and do the right thing with it for the purpose of the soul. So again, God is the ego brought to its fullest expression and then objectified for use by the soul towards achieving a higher state of being and a more expansive, integrated consciousness. Now, Satan is the ego brought to its state of least expression, where all desires are denied, subdued, and restricted. And this is due to subjective survival, contracted and isolated consciousness. Now, regarding part of our class on manifestation and also miracles, and we have Merkaba classes and Kabbalah classes, because once you get past the initial magic that's associated with more practical levels, and again, everything's already fixed in the earth. God's already given you everything. You don't need to do magic for anything physically. These are things that will help you. I mean, you can if you want to, but it brings you to a place where you realize that you don't have to do that, and that God provides. So, but this is, as we go up to more Merkaba, you get into what I call the miracle. See yourself as so big, the job for which you are applying is easily accomplished the moment you step through the door. Envision yourself as so powerful that simple, well-rehearsed signature saves a forest. There's just a simple, you just sign it and you've saved a forest. Know yourself as having so much integrity that all beings around you heal miraculously in your presence. Because integrity is what heals the body, and therefore if you radiate integrity, you will also have such an emanation that those around you will be healed as well. The disclaimers in order here. High magic should be used with all mindfulness. Since powerful forces of manifestation are unleashed, this is intended exclusively for entertainment purposes. Remember to chant your divine tone of I have, or try out the simple higher aspect of meditating on the quality of having, and be wise, be well, be all you are meant to be, Taurus. Thank you for joining us, and join us again next time.